What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and we have been gifted with brand new champions in Bloodline Heroes of Lithis. It is the STONETHROWER clan. So of course today I'm going to do a breakdown, talk about the amazing OP trait they just put on this clan, and talk about which one's better, the male or the female. So let's dive in. But first, download Gemstone Legends, a mobile RPG puzzle match game. Use the link in the description to start with free stuff, including a bonus hero. Alright, so let's start out by talking about this amazing trait they put on the STONETHROWER clan. As in, like, perhaps the best trait in the game now. So, it's called Rapid Shot, and what it says is, increases all allied champions' attack speed by some percent at the start of battle. This effect can't be removed or stacked. Now, I just have an epic champion here, so it says 15.33%. But I want to point out that if you get the mythic one, at level 18, it's 25%. Okay, so that, if you compare it to Agile from the Travaine clan, is actually better at the same level. And this goes for the whole team, unlike Agile, which just goes for one champion. So what does that mean? Ugh. Sorry everybody who put Agile on everything like me. We've got a new trait in town. So just in terms of this particular trait, yes, it is worth it to go after the companion, because you're going to want as much of this trait on teams as possible. Now, what's wonderful about it is you can be a lot more economical with it. I know it's hard to just totally level up the intimacy on a companion, but you're going to want to get this to 22, and you only have to worry about putting it on one champion per team. So you're talking maybe 4 champions if you want to have 4 filled out teams that have this trait running for it. And here's the thing, you can keep Agile on your champions. From what I have heard, although I have not verified it myself, but this will stack with Agile. Even though the ability says this effect can't be removed or stacked, Agile apparently still works because it's affecting the individual hero. So, you know, that's your call. But you can be more economical in that you could put this on one champion and then remove Agile from everything else and put maybe perhaps other traits on that you value more. Things that work well with the abilities and such. But what I can tell you right now is this may be the best trait in the game. You're probably going to want the companion. You're probably going to want to level the intimacy all the way up so that you can start putting this on all your teams. So what about the champions themselves? Let's go check them out. As you can see here, this is a Ranger clan, and I am going to look at them in the Renowned Champions because they're fully maxed out skills here, and I want to answer the question, is it worth it to throw all the resources into them to make them the best that they can possibly be? So, first, we've got the male, and his first ability is Valiant Heart. Increases the caster's attack speed by 100% and lifesteal by 35% within the next 8 seconds. During this period, each attack deals additional actual damage equal to 60% of the caster's fortitude. Whoa, that's cool. It might actually make Loyal useful. So Loyal is a trait, but it kind of always gets skipped over because it increases the defense of the hero, but there just hasn't seemed to be much use for it. So, I mean, now at least there's some incentive to use it, and especially if you're running a team that has this champion with the trait already on it, you might have an open spot instead of putting Agile in for Fortitude. I would also use Brutal because of the next ability, the ultimate. GOAT Assault. Do you get the GOAT references here, by the way? It is their 1-year anniversary, so happy anniversary, GOAT Games. For Bloodline Heroes of Lithis, the ultimate says, shoots a magic arrow toward the target. The arrow ignores the target's defense, inflicting damage equal to 800% of the caster's strength. For each additional 1% of fortitude gained in battle, damage dealt increases by 0.3%. So you can see there's an incentive to use both Brutal and loyal on this champion to get the most out of the damage as possible. We also have a passive effect here called Revenge. When the caster takes damage, 15% of the target's basic strength is stolen and converted into the caster's fortitude. This effect lasts 12 seconds. You can only steal from the same target 3 times max. So I'll tell you what, this is a hard character to read. I think there's the potential for him to deal a ton of targeted damage. That's kind of a theme with a lot of the Rangers. So, yeah, I think, picking off opponents on the other side, that's pretty good. I think one thing I find, though, is whenever you got the auto running, it's hard to really control who he's targeting, and you'd often like to do that, and you just can't. So it's really hard with these single shot guys to do that. I mean, he looks really powerful to me. He's got some of the best things in the game going for him in that, like, you're increasing the attack speed. Now you're dealing damage based on fortitude, so the long-awaited loyal trait has use. There's a couple different ways to get good damage out of him. And you're also stealing strength, which is weakening your opponent. All great stuff. I just think he's hard to read, as in, like, how good is he going to be? Oftentimes the really controlling champions or the AoE champions seem to be the cream of the crop, but I think he has potential. How do I think he is compared to the female? Well, let's take a look at the female. Her first effects is Exploding Shot. These names, man. Exploding Shot. Fires a magic stone at the target. Upon hitting the target, the stone bounces to nearby enemies for 2 more times, each time dealing damage equal to 510% of the caster's strength. That's quite a lot for an ability like this. The stone temporarily stuns the hit enemies. Okay, there we got a control feature, and that's always very good. Reducing their movement speed by 80% and attack speed by 20%. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of text in this one ability here. And it keeps going. The caster's attack speed is increased by 40% up to 5 seconds. Wow. Speed is a theme with these guys. And there is so much going on with this one ability in that you're controlling your opponent. You're dealing a load of damage to them. You're increasing your own speed. I mean, what could be better than that? Let's take a look at the ultimate. Remarkable Morale. Awakens vigor and enters berserk status, becoming immune to control and forced movement effects. I mean, there's a lot of that in the game right now, and I think the meta has shifted quite a bit to control effects. So it's good to kind of resist that. Normal attack damage is increased to 500% of the caster's strength. Each normal attack also throws an extra stone to a nearby enemy, restoring the caster's constitution by 60% of the damage dealt. Berserk status ends after 6 normal attacks. So you understand how that works? So basically for 6 attacks, she's going to go whack, 500%. So that's a lot of damage, and it's also throwing that stone. So I'm going to assume that the stone she's throwing during the ultimate is similar to the stone it was talking about over here, which temporarily stuns hit enemies and reduces their movement speed and attack speed. I'm assuming, but we're going to have to wait and see if that's actually happening. I mean, if she's throwing stones at different times, why would the stones be different, right? It just doesn't explicitly say here. Okay, Power Harvest is a passive ability over here. Each attack steals 10% of the target's basic strength for 12 seconds. You can only steal from the same target 10 times max. The total amount of strength stolen is capped at 200% of the caster's basic strength. This effect stops once the limit is reached. Okay, so who do I like better? I kind of like the female better. And the reason is because of all these control effects. Like, the stones are intriguing. I think it's kind of weird that they're stone throwers, but it seems powerful. And not only that, but they both seem like they're going to do a lot of damage. And it is a lot of targeted damage. But there's a lot of control features that go with this one too. And oftentimes when you get that targeted damage, that's really good against bosses. Just think, raid boss and, any of the different events that they have where you've just got like one single, I'm thinking of like the Abyss, for example. You got one single target that you're trying to deal a lot of damage to. I think this is going to be pretty good. So I like the female. I think she's probably the more powerful one. I think they're both good. I think how good remains to be seen. This is one of the harder ones to read in quality. It's a lot of words I like, but I'm going to have to probably do some summons and test it out and see. So stay tuned for those videos, because I am definitely going to summon, because I definitely want the companion, because I definitely want that trait on every team I have. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and I will catch you in the next one.